Welcome back to Telltale Books. Cory Doctorow is a current living science fiction writer who has made quite a bit of splash with many novels and short stories. His most recent novel being called Red Team Blues. It came out April 25th of 2023. And other novels are Attack Surface, Homeland, Pirate Cinema, The Rapture of the Nerds, Makers, Little Brother. I've been reading through some of the old issues of Strange Horizons online, and I came across a reprinting in Strange Horizons of Doctorow's June 1999 story titled Visit the Sins. It's a short story, and it was first published in Asimov's science fiction magazine. And in Visit the Sins, you have a man visiting his grandfather who is in an old folks' home. His grandfather is one of many people who elected to or were elected by their parents to have surgery which implanted a chip to try to control ADHD problems. And so this chip actually allows them to go into like a low power mode where their mind really isn't there. Their mind is somewhere, they're alive, they're seeing, they're interacting. If you ask them a question, they'll say yes or no or whatever. Somebody walks up, they'll say, "Hi, how are you?" But otherwise, they're kind of vacant. Their mind is off somewhere else. And they can do this anytime a situation or conversation starts to bore them. They can just kind of go into an autopilot mode. The interesting thing about this story is that a lot of people do this without a chip. I know I do that at a lot of times. If I'm in a situation where I either don't really know what people are talking about, if they're talking about people or events or stuff that I know nothing about, and they're not taking time to explain for my benefit what's going on. Or other times when people are just talking about pleasantries, dumb little things, small talk type things, my mind will kind of go into an autopilot mode where I'm conscious and I'm there. And if you ask me a question, I'll hear you, but I'm thinking about other things and my mind is on other things. And I'm really not focusing on what you're saying. I do this all the time. And I don't think that's a terrible thing to do, because you're not going to be interested in everything that everybody has to say or everything that's going on around you. Some of it is just not going to be your thing. And so I don't think it's a terrible thing to tune out. But in this story, you have a technological solution that allows people to do it. But what really comes across in this story, though, is just to what extent in the real world we are disconnected from one another, to what extent our minds are kind of shut off, where the interactions we're going through are superficial and we're somewhere else and not really interacting with people, not really hearing people, not really talking to people, not really being a part of people's lives, but just kind of going down our own path. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that we are all kind of inside our own heads and can't get out of that, can't truly get into another person's head. We might understand them well enough, but we can't truly be there. We can't truly make that full connection to people. And so we spend a huge amount of our time by ourselves, off in our own world, And I think that does create a lot of loneliness in our society, even in crowds. And I love how Doctorow uses this science fictional situation to really very nicely illustrate what I'm talking about there. Really very nicely illustrates those distances that exist between all of us. And he makes that distance feel real among these characters. He does a really, really great job of characterizing in this story. So it's a very nice little story. I wouldn't quite call it a top tale. It's just a short story. You can read it free online at Strange Horizons magazine, or you can look up the June 1999 issue of Isaac Asimov's science fiction magazine and read it. I do recommend it. Even though I don't think it's a great classic, I do recommend this story. It's very good. So, with that, of course, leave your comments. Have you read Cory Doctorow? Have you read Visit the Sins? This is my first Cory Doctorow. And I wouldn't be doing this story if I thought it was just an ordinary little story. I wouldn't even shoot a video of it. There's a lot of stuff I read like that, where I read the story, it's okay, I'll write something up on our website, and that's as far as I'll go. I won't take time to shoot a video. But this one, I took the time here because it is impressive, even though it's not brilliantly great classic. So I'm looking forward to reading more of Cory Doctorow's work. Not sure yet if I'll be doing videos of it. So leave your comments, like us and subscribe to us, and come on back for more. We have lots of other authors, maybe some more Cory Doctorow down the road, if that's one of your favorite authors. Definitely will be if I hear people saying, yeah, I want you to talk more about Cory Doctorow. Then, yeah, I'll dive in and dig up some more of this stuff. I happened to stumble on this one, and it was free online and really short, so why not? Didn't have to invest much in it. So, come on back for my next video.